Thank you for joining our podcast from the Arua Youth Development Initiative in Arua, Uganda.
Hello again, my name is Ricky Moses Joka. I am from Arua Youth Development Initiative, a local non-profit located here in Arua City in northern Uganda. This is our podcast, Arua Community Podcast. I am your host. I am still talk about issues in the community that can pull down the learning of children, and also that can distract. One of those issues is also early marriages, teenage pregnancies, drug abuse, and so on. And also parents who are not playing their roles, and also children who are not playing their roles. None of those children, you find that a parent has paid everything in school, and the kid can carry school uniform and other I don't know how they call the other clothes packed in the bag. When they leave home, they reach somewhere and change to the other one, the secular thing, sort of, which is not good. So this is always a very big concern in the community, and there are a lot of complex issues that contribute to, maybe children is staying in school and so on. One of it also, because also parents, sometimes girls, in our normal setting or culture, we see girls in Uganda or in Africa. Here in Arua, we still see them as source of income for the family. And if you come from, I had those past speakers and they were say from the humble family. The people do not want to say poor family, that they call it sugar coating. From humble, people will say, if I have 5 girls, then I have a lot of money. So I'm joined by the 2 girls. Want them to first introduce themselves, and we start our topic.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. I'm Kadusime Tracy Lilian from St. Mary's Edifice. Okay.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm called Opionja Priscilla from St. Mary's Edifice. Thank you.
Opionja. That's the hard name. Priscilla and Tumisime. Kadusime Tracy. So they have agreed to talk to me about the issue, and this time we want to see, because I've seen this, I grew up seeing this, I still see this. Girls are always hijacked along the way because the family needs money, and we are talking about bride wealth or bride price, the way we call it here. So what do you understand by that, in your opinion? What's bride price or bride wealth or bride money?
As to me, bride price or bride wealth, like those can be like the materials demanded by the girl's family from the boy's family.
Thank you.
Okay, Priscilla?
To me, these are the gifts that the man takes to the girl's family.
Okay, maybe to elaborate it a little bit, I come from the same setting where bride wealth is accepted. Yes, before, if a man is interested in a girl from a family to be his wife, he must first meet some requirements, and it's always a very huge list. I've ever seen that. Cows, goats, chicken, money, horse, sodas, paraffin. But I've seen they've replaced paraffin with solar panel these days. Yes, because I think it's a good idea. People are moving to clean energy. So, in your opinion, should bride wealth be done away with? Do you think it's a good thing? I still see it's around. People do that almost every day or every weekend. You find somebody introduces somebody. So, in your opinion, should it be, or what has been your experience with it before even we come to dealing away with it? Have you seen it in your family, and what do you like about it or you do not?
Yeah. According to me, I strongly disagree with that bride wealth stuff, because these days people have turned it into a way of exploiting the others. Like, they demand a lot of things that sometimes even the male's family cannot even afford, so they have to go struggle and kind of look for things to pay. Yeah, they pay for the bride price, and then after that they go and suffer. They don't have where to start settling from.
No food to feed them, right?
Yeah, no food to feed the bride. And then also, like, some parents are forcing their kids into marrying wealthy men. Like, they will support someone wealthy, then they force their girls, especially girls, to go and get married to that man so that they will be able to gain a lot of wealth from them. That one is also very bad about the bride wealth stuff. And then also, many people, like, if you were to check around in our society, many people are living unmarried. Like, they are not traditionally married, they are not religiously married because of this bride wealth stuff. Like, they charge someone a lot of money, so these two, they decide to elope. They go far away and start a family far away without paying the bride price, which is so bad. And also, like, it has also led to many people remaining unmarried. Of course, by getting a wife is very expensive, so some of them decide to remain unmarried. And also, to a smaller extent, bride is also kinda good. as it's part of our culture. We cannot do away with our culture. Africans, that is our culture. We pay bride price, so we have to respect our culture. Thank you.
Okay. Tracy? Yes, Priscilla. What's your experience? What do you think should be done before even doing away with it, in your opinion? Or what's that aspect that you don't like about it completely?
Okay. To me, bride wealth, somehow it's bad because some men have taken it as a ground for them to mistreat their wives because they feel they've completely paid everything. So they own the lady, and yet it's not like that. So this makes bride wealth a bad thing to me. So to others, like some men or some families from the side of the man, the relatives can also become headache to the lady because they'll feel they paid a lot, they've invested a lot of money in you, so you should be that perfect woman. They forget that we are not perfect as humans. So they
forget we are human.
Yeah, and we are not.
We can also refuse to give people food.
Yeah. Because it's all good. Yeah, but that's why I say bride wealth is a bad thing to some extent. But to another extent, it is something good because this, like, a man shows appreciation. Yeah, comes in a way of appreciating the lady's family, because if it was not for the lady's family, maybe he could not meet this lady. So he has to appreciate them and also appreciate the wife he's going to take. Yeah, has to.
Both good and bad.
Yeah, it's.
And can maybe a little bit lift the humble family from the poor. No, that is okay. This is okay. It sounds like a joke, but it's not. This is a very common thing here in our setting. In Uganda, I see this in our families. But because why we talk about this is one of the factors that really affects the learning of the girls, even boys, because there are also boys who are forced into early marriages. There are those boys, that you are now big enough. You can see you can now all the outplow very well, so you should get married. Yeah, we also see that. So maybe what is not, in my opinion, what's not really so good about it is like taking it as a transaction. You find the list is too long, and what they are demanding, I don't know, that a man should bring like 30 million, bring 30 million, 15 cows. Yeah, I think, yeah, it's, we cannot fight or culture. It's not a long time, and people have appreciated it, I think, but now maybe commercializing it is the only problem. Just try. And as you said, maybe it should look like an appreciation, but also maybe the elders might question, if you make it that open that somebody should appreciate, how will the appreciation look like? Somebody may just decide to take one goat, which the family may be well with it. So we are still discussing the bride wealth, and the next question. Okay, what advice do you have to people who are facing challenges who in the community? Like, okay, there are these other communities where, okay, children are not in school completely. What they just see, they see a girl has clocked like 11 or 12 like that. They just want to marry off there. And we have had situations where also in the police stations, some people also try to negotiate even the issue of defilement, and it caused a lot of issues also in the community. Yeah, in the community. What do you think? What advice do you have to parents who are just having the mind fixed to that what I know is a girl should not be in school, a girl should just be married off?
Think to those parents, my advice is that they should not think girls are just meant to be married off. They can also be great people for the country, not only to them. And also, who knows, maybe if she goes for marriage, she will not be that person. She will not meet that destiny that she was meant for. And also they should know that girls, we also have our own opinions and our own desires. Yeah, someone may want to progress and have something to lean on before going for marriage. Or maybe some girls may not prefer marriage. They may prefer going to a convent, maybe, and become sisters to something like that.
Or just be an
or be just an independent woman. So they come in that way and they meddle with their lives. It's not good, because someone will never feel comfortable in that marriage situation you're taking them to. And that results to these broken families, because she wasn't interested. So she can never do good. Yeah.
But I didn't like the guy in the first place.
Yeah, I did know it. So why should I waste my time being there? Or maybe even the guy did not like you back. It was just forcing.
Okay. Oh, okay, Tracy. What advice did you have to those? Or we can link this to women who are educated, and what they are doing in the communities compared to this one who are married off as, say, like 12 years, 13, 14, 15, or below 25 years.
Like my advice to those parents who marry off their kids like at an early age, like at times they even don't give them the liberty to go to schools. Like you're killing that kid's future. We have seen great women, like first of all, we have our speaker of Uganda. She's a woman. So like the money that you are going to get from the bride price, that girl can even bring more than that. So you just be patient. We have to treasure the ladies going to school, because a schooled lady, when a girl goes to school, she gets a lot of things. It's not only that the certificates, but we get a lot. It opens up our mind. Like a girl who has gone to school, it's rare cases that you find that those type of ladies undergo domestic violence because they know their rights. When you empower a lady, you empower the nation. That's the motto. Thank you.
Okay, we are not even run away from the issue of marriage. It is there. It is natural. We will not do away with it because whether we need it or not, we will still do that. But we want to emphasize that we allow girls to stay in school, finish school, get jobs, and get a man. After getting a job, of course. What else do you need? A man. Yeah, get it? Just you get a man. So we should allow this. We are trying to bring this because this also goes back to the issue of gender. Tends to be that it affects the girls more than boys, because along the way boys can still get a way around it when girl is already a mother or a mother to a kid or even to kids. So it affects the future. I want to encourage and advise parents that they should allow also girls to study and listen to them. Let them make their choices also in life. And okay, in situation we are going to reach bright wealth. So what are the things we really want people to do away with? We have talked about maybe should be like appreciation in terms of what? Because I've ever gone through that. I know there are a lot of things there. I don't know. You appreciate the family in terms of what? Money, animals, what? Because there are even other tribes that I think that I personally did that. You also buy a very expensive chair for the elder. You buy suits, you buy ties, you buy belts, you buy socks, you buy almost everything, and you give money, real money. What are those things do you think we feel like should be maybe taken off from that list? Okay, as we wrap it up, because we are not going to do away with the marriage thing. It's still there.
Yeah. We cannot do away with the marriage and paying bride price, but some of the things that at least we can do away with, like, at least reduce. Like you find a family charging 20 cows, that's too much. At least charge something responsible, like, and also these things of, like, I've given you money and at the same time you want me to buy you clothes. Really doesn't kind of make sense. That is over-exploiting. So at least let them reduce on the amount of the things that they are charging, like buying sugar, salt. Again, you want me to buy petrol. At the same time, you want me to buy soda. I think kind of some of these things, they are too many. Yeah, they should just chop them off.
Okay. Yes, Priscilla. What?
Okay, to me, I really don't have. I can't say they chop them because, let me say, just it should be from the man's side. Let them see what is fit to be taken, because some people they may not afford some other things, they may afford the different things. So if I say they should chop this particular thing, so what will they take if it's that they can afford? So to me, it's just they should see what they feel like, okay, what they have. Yeah, it's what they can take to show appreciation. So long as it comes from the heart, it can be received. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, maybe a man may say, oh, that girl will go and whisper that, be careful with him, he's having something. What if I ask a man to appreciate me that, okay, you just come and build for me a house? Yeah, it costs a lot, but I think that's, you will know that the parents are not having any decent housing. So a man can build a house for the family, or a man can take some younger children to pay in school as appreciation, something like that. I don't know if the elders will really agree with this because they put their gods also for the elders. So we are trying to discuss all these things in order to improve learning outcomes and make girls also to flourish like boys. They should have a say, and they should get their money. But I know women, if they have their money, they're really good at making decisions. So I was with cartosimetrist Lillian and PNC Priscilla. We were discussing about the bride price because it's one of the reasons that affect. They are all students from St. Mary's ADF Girls, and we accepted, and this is really interesting because it's one of the things we see in Arua as CSOs. We see this as non-profit. We see a lot of issues. Girls dropping out of school. You check the enrollment from primary 1, you find that there are over 50 girls in class, but reaching P7, you find only 2 girls out of the 50 who started completing primary living examination, which is a very bad thing. And you hear parents have taken 2 gods from that girl, a girl who can buy a vehicle for the family after studies. So parents, we really need to revisit this. I've been Rick Moses Job, and this is our podcast, our community podcast.
Find out more about the Arua Youth Development Initiative from our website, AYDIuganda.org, or find us on Facebook. And of course, subscribe to this podcast so you don't miss an episode.